Hello, I'm Roger Bisbee from the Skill Builder channel, and this underfloor heating circuit in this orangery has got a dead zone in it. There are 3 zones going in there and one of them isn't warming up properly. Although you can tell just by walking across an underfloor heating system with bare feet where the cold spots are, you can get a thermal imaging camera like these ones from TOPDON that you just plug in the bottom of your phone. You can just get a perfect picture of where all the pipes are, how they're heating up and which ones are heating up more. Normally I'd say wherever the cat or the dog is sleeping is the warmest pipe. So what I do first of all is I close everything else down and just run the water through the dead zone to see if we can get any movement on it. But I'm thinking that actually there's a bit of an airlock in there. You don't normally get an airlock if you've got the manifold higher than the underfloor heating circuits, but in this building it goes up, it goes down. The kitchen is on a lower level than the orangery, so it was kind of a happy medium. And if I were doing it again, I probably would have put this manifold a bit higher so that it vented. But anyway, I think there's a little bit of air in there. There could be a bit of debris in there. Your system could be a couple of years old and it might just need flushing out to get rid of any sediment. So I'm going to show you a very, very easy way to do it. So on the manifold, we've got a fill valve at the top and we've got a drain valve at the bottom. And when you're filling the system up, what you do is you put mains pressure hose on there, maybe from the garden or somewhere like that, and you blast the water through and you put the drain hose on the bottom one and you run it through the system, just the system. You don't need these on, you can have these off, and you run it through the system just to get rid of any airlocks, any debris, make sure the whole thing's flowing. But now the system is filled up, I don't actually need to fill it up from the garden hose again. What I can do very easily is just put this drain hose on the bottom. Now I've got the hose on there, I can open this fill valve up. Now you can't see this because it's under there, so I'll show you on the top one. Not that we want to open the top one, but on the cap, on the ceiling cap here, is a little square nut, and that goes on the bottom of the fill valve. All you do is fit it on there. And once it's on there, you can open the fill valve up just by turning it. So that's all you need to do. I won't open it up fully because we don't want the water squirting out. But I've got that one connected up. So I've just opened the fill valve all the way and the pressure has now dropped to 0. So what I'm going to do here, rather than attach a mains hose to this and flush it out that way, which I could do, but just for ease, I'm going to fill it from the boiler. All I've got to do is open the fill valve on the boiler and it will pressurize the system. You can hear that straight away, bit of air going in. What I now want to do is close each one of these circuits off and just open up one and get some flow going through that. And once we see the flow going through that, we'll close that one off, open up the other one, do the same thing to that, and then we can just work along the troublesome circuits and we should be able to get rid of any debris, any rubbish that's in there. You can still hear it going, so basically like bleeding a radiator, but we're bleeding the underfloor heating. So now I've got the filling loop open on the boiler, that's permanently open, so that's running water through here and it's coming through the flow. I've turned the return off because we don't really want it going back through the system. What we want it to do is force its way through these underfloor heating circuits. So you can see that what we're getting on this one is 2 litres a minute on there. So I've turned that one off and turn the other one on, getting a similar flow through there, 2 litres a minute. The mains pressure in this house isn't great. If you were doing it on mains pressure in some houses, you'd be getting 4 litres a minute through there. Pressure in this house only about 1.5 bar, but it's enough. So we're getting 2 litres a minute through there. Let's just put the other one open. And if we get 2 litres a minute through that one, which we can, and how about this little one here? That one just about. So let's turn those off. When you do turn these around, just make a note of where they were so you can put the flow rates back again. I've got all these flow rates written down anyway, so I know what's supposed to be going through. So here you can see we're getting 2 litres a minute through there. That's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to go and check the hose outside. If that's running clear, there's no spluttering and there's no dirt coming out of it, then I can turn this off and it's all ready to go again. So now I've turned the heating back on. The system is now full. This is how you know they're on. When they're in line, the water's passing through. When they're there, they're off. So now we've got the circuit open, we've got the pump on, We need these running at just under 2 litres a minute, just about there. I think that'll do. It's not absolutely critical, it just means that you can even out the heat distribution through all the circuits. That's the main reason why they have them, but if it was up or down a little bit, then it wouldn't matter that much. So these go back on. These are the locking rings, and once they're on, they stop anybody tampering with them and turning adjustments. So all the valves are on. You can see the red tops are out. That shows you which circuits are on. Those are all off. That's in the kitchen. So now that's turned off there, I can undo the hose. And I would recommend that if you've got an underfloor heating system and you think, okay, it's been in a few years, it might not be as warm as it was, then the thing to do is just give it a quick flush through and then put some more inhibitor in it afterwards, and you should be absolutely fine. People often worry about underfloor heating systems. Oh, what if they get all sludged up like radiators? Well, there's really no problem, because these manifolds are designed to let you blast it through with mains pressure and you'll get rid of everything. I hope that covered the problem for you. If it didn't, don't forget that you can always ask us in the comments, or you can go onto our Ask Skill Builder where you can fill out your questions, send us photographs of your system, and we'll answer questions.